I winter my cows on crop because down here in southern Southland we don't have enough temperature and sunlight to grow enough feed for the cows right through the winter, so we use crops to grow before that in the good growth periods, and so they've got enough feed for the winter. We use brassicas, kale and Swedes on my home property, and next door at my uncle's place where they go for the coldest bit of winter is Swedes and turnips, and we match the right feed for the right animal. Up to 2/3 of their diet is brassica and 1/3 in baleage, and that's just to make sure they've got a good mix of protein and fibre. And in small mobs, about 100 to 150 animals, so that when we can see all the animals and see if some aren't keeping up, and make sure everyone's nice, fully fed and gaining some weight. Again, shifting every day, back fencing the cows so that actually they don't have the whole paddock behind them to play in. It's a small area, so that way, and you keep that small area moving so that they don't just damage one spot. We use portable water troughs, so again they don't have a huge long walk back to the trough behind them. I find that actually it might be 5% extra feed than their strict minimum. It means that the cows are much more satisfied and are more relaxed. We are quite open to the west here, and Stewart Island is right down there, so to the southerly and the westerly, which are our biggest storms over that time of year, we are very open to it. So on a particularly ratty day we will be back out maybe at lunchtime to check them, and definitely are in the afternoon to give them extra feed. Maybe that's an extra bale of baleage over the fence with the tractor, or maybe it's another break or some of a break of winter crop, just to make sure we've got full bellies, because that way they'll be warm and less likely to tramp around the paddock and make a big mess.
The planning process really starts about 18 months prior to any crop going in the ground, so we'll identify areas that are suitable. After we've identified the areas, work out what crops we're going to use. Part of that consideration in paddock selection is around shelter and how we can best utilise that. We'll shift animals twice a day. If our weather dictates, we may feed them a third time or shift them a third time, and we will add extra feed in if necessary too, to actually keep that room and functioning as it needs to function, because it actually creates quite a lot of warmth and actually quite a lot of comfort for the animal. During that check process we'll be watching to see what sort of lying times we're getting. There's nothing more rewarding than actually, or more enjoyable than seeing cows or animals lying down chewing their cud. That's when they're relaxing, that's when they're comfortable. At the end of the day, how our animals perform is very critical to our farm well-being. We love to see happy, contented animals, so that's what we're trying to achieve.